I know. Like, where's the big
Debbie, what's our quorum number?
It is 4.
There's 3.
Oh, is Monica
So
on there?
Monica can fill
can be the
in for like Amy tonight.
Martin won't be here either. He accidentally booked a show at the Botanic Gardens. I was like, that's cool. We do that. I mean, I think we should get started. It's time. Yes, it is. Let's do this.
Okay, Monica, can you hear us?
I can, yes. I just FYI, I have my camera off because I'm eating, but I can hear you.
And Monica, Amy will not be here tonight, so you can fill in for Amy, being an alternate.
That sounds good to me.
Okay. So if we have any voting, you can vote.
Perfect.
Okay, it is 5:46. Chair Reese Adams.
Present.
Vice Chair Martin Gilmore is not present. Kyle Conrad.
Here.
Julie Parker is not present. Stacy Potash.
Here.
Leah Moran.
Here.
Alternate member Monica Alvarez.
Here.
Councilmember Chelsea Noonenkamp.
Present.
And MOA Representative Tim Vaca is not present. Excused, we have Amy Fox and Emily Ancona. Staff, we have Director Christina Underhill and Event Supervisor Tony Arnoldi.
Thanks, Debbie. Okay. The approval of the minutes. Can I have everybody look over the minutes from last meeting, and if approved, motion please.
I approve the meeting minutes.
Thank you. Second.
Second.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Any opposed? No. Okay, good. All right, no public comments. So we'll move into the old business. Briefly on the Cherokee and Floyd public art proposal, there are questions about the land usage. So we're going to postpone this until July until we have a little bit more clarity on those. So we can talk more next month. Art studio tour update.
I think really right now it's just mainly the meet and greet to get going before we move into the studio art tour. So we'll get through that in July and then give a lot more movement towards the next one.
Great. Anything you need from me?
I think as far as the meet and greet, we have some flyers, so I wanted to pass this around for people to start giving out. We do have some members who have offered to go around town and put up flyers.
Good.
And I'm also hoping, if anybody travels to like this South Metro area, I'd love to hit galleries and guilds in the area.
Mm-hmm.
So I was thinking those would be good places to drop it off. We got Devil's Head, obviously is a sponsorship. The MOA tonight offered to sponsor, so we have another $200 sponsorship for the meet and greet. So that would be good. I'm still working on food. I'm hoping to get donations, but if we don't, we obviously have the $500 to fall back on, but we'll see what we can get.
We have spent some for the printing.
Yeah, and then printing.
Yeah.
And there will probably be more with marketing, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
So yeah, and the distillery met with all of us as a subcommittee. They're really excited for the event. And then we're trying to figure out, and this will be more discussion with Debbie of how to, if we can close off that. We know it may not happen, but we're hoping to, especially in times of COVID, to have both an outdoor indoor space for people and to have a fun area to mingle. So that outdoor space gives us that potential.
Let me ask you, if the alley, let's say the alley logistically can't work, what is like the open container availability for even just like outside the doors?
That would be on Devil's Head. I don't know if they have an extension of premise or
Yeah.
open consumption. I don't think they do.
So they can't leave their walls, their
Yeah.
footprint. The only place that you can have an open container right now is in the Paseos.
Yeah. So, and no option to.
Probably, no, not this quick.
Okay,
Yeah.
got it, all right. Okay.
So
I know that they're trying to expand, but it won't be, obviously.
Yeah, that's fine.
So we'll see. Yeah, if
Okay.
the alley can get closed, great. If it can't, we still have a lot of space, and if any of that works just fine, it's just nice to give people options. And I think too, it gives different, like, it makes it a different event a little bit with some of that outside space, but either way, we will go with what we can do. And then I think, this week I've just been working on trying to solidify a couple more supports just for the event and just trying to get out the word, which Tony offered to put it on social media.
Cool.
So we're getting it on social media, and then just hopefully everyone can hand out flyers to the community, really. Next steps.
Are you collecting RSVPs?
Collecting what?
RSVPs.
I think we're going to try to through our Evite, which we're going to send out through our database. So that's the goal for that, but I'm also okay if we don't have an exam count. I mean, the Evite will help us, but I recognize that we're handing out flyers, and that may bring people we weren't expecting. But we are asking artists to bring their portfolios and their cards. They're going to be asked to fill out a survey. For those who do RSVP to the Evite, we're going to ask them to hopefully submit some art to do a visual slideshow of the art in Inglewood. And just as a quick reminder, at the event, Devil's Head Distillery is looking to change up their gallery art wall. So any artist who comes to this event is potentially going to have a place to stick art, as well as talking about our studio art tour, wherever it ends up. So that hopefully there's some good carrots for artists to come and meet us beyond just like the commission of like potential work that night.
It's interesting because I know there's a lot of businesses actually along Main Street that do independent art. So.
Yeah.
Okay. That sounds exciting.
Yeah, I hope so. Yeah.
Anything else?
I think that's it, unless you all, Stacey, do you have anything that?
No, I'm just getting together the Evite, and you and I will discuss how to get that out.
Okay, awesome. Block party, so in the newsletter that just dropped, there is a little blurb about the immersive art call. That would be good to do on social media too.
I can
Do that, yeah.
submit it to communications.
Unless it might already be there, but I can.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah, it is.
I just keep
Okay,
letting
Vanessa's
them
got it.
request.
That was part of my request to
Okay,
them,
okay,
to get it out.
I think I saw it on Instagram.
yeah,
Oh, good.
okay, good. We've already had one submission, so I think we tend to have a little bit more interest once the social media drops, so I think that'll be great. But anyway, whatever we get this month will be decided in the July meeting so that the artist has time to prepare for the block party in August. Median art, okay. So we have, I think eventually perhaps 4 opportunities for median art, but recognizing we want to get started on at least one. So last meeting I took away to do some research on pricing. So just to see kind of what the going rate is right now. So I looked at some other municipalities, and there are a couple of factors here. So one, is it gonna be on loan or own it? So we're gonna own it. A lot of municipalities do loan programs, but this will probably not fit that type of structure. So it'll be owned. It'll likely be an all-in stipend. We have talked about either going with something that's existing or something new. Something existing, the pros are less expensive, so going rate could be anywhere from about, I'd say 7 to 15,000. Something new, the going rate's going to be 30 to 50, right? So the pro in it, something new, is that the cost is low. The con, I'd say, is that we're less likely to have an Englewood theme. So if that's something that we want to be mindful of, that's going to be hard to build in. So like a new piece of art, we could develop the theme or have it, open-ended as far as like an Englewood sort of whatever. But keeping in mind that $30,000 to $50,000 budget, I think we need to think about which direction we want to go and what the budget looks like from our perspective, and perhaps in combination with placemaking and wayfinding. So, I think that's something to kind of noodle on maybe for a month, just because that number is fairly large. And it's not, I don't know, do you have anything to add to that?
Well, so you've got 80,000 plus in your budget currently, but we also have the wayfinding and placemaking funds, which is 175 to 200,000. Not all of it is for us to buy art with, but for a significant piece, we may want to do something in that 30 to 50 $1,000 range. The grasses at the north end were 120,000 about. So, it might be worth getting some examples of what that could look like and what the funding could get us, and kind of talk through thoughts from the CAC of what kind of art do you want to see in the medians? Because right now nothing's defined that you have to do specifically carnations or whatever, so it might make sense to get some examples of what the art could look like and then talk through those costs.
Longmont has one one of the examples that I found is up in Longmont, and it's for Ciudad Guzman, and it's, I think, a $25,000 call for something that would be, I think, maybe slightly smaller in size than what we were looking for. So in any case, I think that Martin also had a contact who does this professionally and confirmed that range. So I think that's fairly, standard right now.
My question too with the placemaking, was there clear, I know there's clear themes for signage, but was there like a clear theme that they would see as far like a median sculpture that we would be within? I know that sounds, I don't know.
Yes and no. It's something to keep in mind, but we don't necessarily need to stick specifically to that, because there's going to be corridors that will have that theme on it. Mm-hmm. Hamden, not so much.
That's a good point. Hamden is such a busy thoroughfare that I don't know that I would associate it with like Englewood specific for the most part. It's just kind of
we would want people to know they're in Englewood when they enter through one of our corridors, but at the same time, so it might be that first median that's out here, maybe that's more Englewood themed, whether it be say Englewood or have our colors or whatever. And then as you go down the medians, it could be anything. So,
and maybe that's what we think about too, is our first one being like a bombshell, right? 30 to 50 with specific criteria. And then the others allow for a little bit more creative interpretation and maybe things that are already in existence.
Yeah.
Because it just really narrows it down. We're trying to stick closer to theme, or even sticking like in theme with the grass, like Englewood leaves grass, and like sticking with.
The other thing that's, I think, good about a lot of these calls is that it's an all-in figure. So it is like artist is responsible for obviously the creation, but delivery, installation, insurance, and it is like, so that is anticipated in that range. So that's one less thing that we have to kind of negotiate, but.
Do you guys pay for then the maintenance of it?
Well, we have to allocate 25% to conservation. So again, that's something to keep in mind from a cost perspective. So, you know, I think that's a very, I think it's a very healthy number from what we have been spending for conservation, but.
I can't remember if somebody runs over our artwork in the median. City of Scottsdale in Arizona went through this many times. They had a specific piece of art that was on a corner. It was really cool, and it got ran into by every car in the street. Like, it was hit probably 3 or 4 times. They spent hundreds of thousands of dollars bringing it back. And finally, they said enough is enough. We're not going to put art on this corner anymore. So in ours, do we call out if the art is damaged, or do we not?
I think we need to probably talk about that.
Yeah. How much, you know, how much are we willing to spend to replace it or fix it or whatever it looks like? Or is it once it's ruined, it's gone? We replace it with something different or talk about not replacing it at all?
I mean, I feel like if the pads were installed and Public Works felt good about it, of where they were installed, then I would hope that the likelihood of that happening is low, but
yeah,
it is something to think. It's a busy thoroughfare.
Right. And they are elevated, that helps. The one in Scottsdale was street level and that's why it got hit.
Yeah, true.
But that'll save them. We think about, I'm not gonna jinx the grasses. They've
Yeah.
done well.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, have we ever had any issues with public art in the city?
It's been tagged, it fades. I don't think there's been, I think MOA can answer that question. I don't see Tim on here. I know they've had some of their pieces that have had to be restored because somebody messed with them, but.
I think there's been a few accidents on Broadway, like auto pads or whatnot, where the pot was
The flower
cracked
pots have
or
been hit.
fractured or
Yeah.
Those I
hit.
can see at street level.
And you've got to consider too, insurance, you know, if it's a car that runs into it, a lot of times the city will go after a claim and get it replaced. The flower pots just went through that on Broadway with the recent accident, so there's other ways to recoup and replace, but.
Okay, well, let's just kind of everybody set some time aside to think about, you know, the direction we want to go, and maybe we can have a little bit more discussion about it next meeting, even maybe maybe there's an opportunity to vote on which direction we want to go.
Yeah, or even survey the committee first and then vote. Something.
Yeah. Okay. I don't have any new business. Anything from anyone here?
Can I just ask a question?
Yeah.
Earlier, sorry. For the block party, like I know it's at the end of August, and I can't remember if we covered this, so I'm sorry if we did. What is our role there? Like, are we supposed to be there for the whole thing? Are we working the event? Like, what is that? No.
I mean, I think, so we will, I mean, I don't even have a problem doing this, but finding the space for the artist or the, whatever the immersive activity happens to be. But we don't have like a role. I wouldn't say that we have a role otherwise, other than providing that. Okay, any other questions? Did we happen to get any, they were gonna modify the logo a little bit? Okay,
And our staff that's doing that is in Europe for a week or two. So hopefully by July, we'll have some updates.
okay, that's fine.
And if we don't get anything we like, the recreation department went through, who is the logo place? 48-hour logos or something like that. For $90, they got a brand new logo. So if we want to spend a little, if we're not happy with the logos we could go that route. I forget how many
They're
different.
fast and you get hundreds to choose from.
Yeah.
Okay,
So just keep that in mind.
all right, let's put that on the docket.
Yeah.
All right,
Unless we want a logo by, just put it out there if we want it for our event.
that's true.
And I would do 48-hour logo.
How do we facilitate that?
We'll talk to Tony and the rec team, see how they launch that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, for $98, I think that might be
It'll be, yeah. It was impressive. We got some cool stuff back. So.
That's how we came up with the play.
If we were to, I mean, to get a, narrow that down for a July meeting, pick one, great. I mean, we could have like a sign probably made in no time before the event.
Okay, we'll work on that. How about?
Okay. All right.
It would be nice. I mean, we don't have to, we've gone
But it
without
would be
it,
nice.
but the art.
And this is why we were doing it.
Yeah.
It'd be a nice way to give out our card and
Yeah.
have our logo. I
Yeah.
don't know.
I would love for you guys to have a logo because I would put it on every single piece of anything that we do for all of our events.
Yeah.
Well, and then the block party too, if we have the immersive artists, like we want it there. So I hate to wait until July because then we kind of miss the window for those two potentially.
Let's do it.
Okay.
Do we need to vote on it real quick?
Yeah, probably should.
Yeah, it's gonna be. I think it was $90. So we'll keep it under 100. How about
Okay.
on that?
Okay, I'll motion to spend $100 on a logo and then please survey the committee before the next meeting.
Yeah. Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
Oh,
Thank you. I'm like writing it down.
sorry, and I was
Sorry.
looking that way.
It's not your fault.
Thank you. Good work on that. Okay, upcoming events. Anything, Ms. Arnoldi?
Well, I have a ton. What would you like to know about?
I don't know, you're on the agenda. You tell us whatever you want to say.
Yeah, so this will be a crazy busy month. I'm really excited. So on the 9th is the volunteer recognition at Pirates Cove. So I hope that everyone has received that link or option to that link. If not, let me know and I can get it to you all. But Pirates Cove 6 to 8.
It's 6 to 8?
Yes.
I think it's at 6:30 on the thing.
I know, we've tried to correct it everywhere. We corrected it on the sign up link and I tried to email everyone that had signed up, but you're gonna be getting another email
Okay.
that says, just in case you,
Okay.
but it's really open, you can come late, you can come,
Just not after
anytime.
8.
Just not after 8, or preferably a long time before 6. And then we're just gonna have swimming, and then hopefully city manager, some council members will be there to say a few words, and we'll have some cool trinkets and some food, and it'll be a good time. So just a way for us to show all the volunteers how much we really appreciate everyone, because we couldn't do what we do without all of you. So I hope that you guys come.
I went last year. It's uninterrupted lazy river.
It is
time.
awesome.
So that's worth it.
That's worth it.
So we have that.
From someone else that's related.
So then that's on the 9th, and then on the 18th is the Jeremy Bittner Fallen Officer 5-10K walk run and a market. So they're gonna be at the same place in the Cornerstone Park off of Windermere. Their race is obviously really early, like dark 30. I think I have to be there at 4. But the market is 10 to 2. So I'm hoping that the 400 people or 200 plus people that come to the run will come over to our market. And we had live music there, thanks to you all last weekend, which was supposed to be 2 weekends ago, but snow interrupted. So it was nice. It was fun to have that music. And then I'm trying to think, there's something else in June. I think the 25th maybe is a movie in the park. And then we start July, so we'll have July 4th festival. Not quite sure what that's gonna look like quite yet, but regardless, we'll do something on the 4th of July. And
Due to the fire ban. We've
Yeah,
been
due to
planning
that.
it for a while.
yeah. And then we have concerts every Thursday, obviously in July at the amphitheater. Breckenridge Brewery is going to be serving, and Pirate Youth Sports is our nonprofit beneficiary for each of those concerts. And then we'll have a market in July that is going to be at the Kaiser Building off of Broadway, and just all kinds of stuff.
What day is the July market on?
It's the 3rd Saturday, so is it
It's after.
16th? Is it
Oh, wait.
18th?
16th.
16th.
Maybe, Tony, I'll talk to the committee next time and see if anybody's interested in the market or the July 4th to like hand out cards and talk about the meet and greet and the potential art tour.
Sure.
If you have room for us.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, cool.
All right. So, but yeah, so full swing for event season. So a lot going on, June, July, and August. And so you guys please share it with anyone and everyone, and would love to have you at any that you want. And then unfortunately, I'm going to try to be at the meet and greet, but it's the same night as a concert. So I don't know if I'll be able to make it.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Staff's choice.
I have just one update. So the library is gonna have an art exhibit going on until August 22nd. The artist is Lee Cattle, and she's putting up art this week in the library, and it's all recycled objects. So again, that'll be up through August 22nd.
She should come to our market.
Huh?
She should come to our market. Anything on council's side that we need to know?
Just an update for you all. Several weeks ago, you voted on which MOA pieces you potentially would like to see the city retain. So I'll be bringing that up in Councilmember's Choice in the next, potentially the next meeting. We were off this last week. But just to bring that onto our agenda to decide as we're headed into budget season what that's going to look like. So thank you so much for doing that. And we're going to use that information coming up. So we should have some action soon.
And did you also see Councilmember Russell's request about the pieces? There was 4 options technically.
Was it a council request that just came through?
Yeah, it was probably, I submitted it a week or 2 ago, but it may be good to pull it. I can send it to you as well. But it talks about if we purchase art, what that looks like. MOA's given us some of that information.
Oh.
If we do nothing, that sort of thing. So
I do receive that, yeah.
perfect. Good.
Nothing else on, nothing else on my end. Anything else from the commission on the phone? No? Well.
No.
All right, let's wrap it up. We can adjourn.
Adjourn.
Yep.
Nice job.
Very. That was very efficient.
I took half of it.